The Island, written by Sophie. Izzy is a girl with light brown hair, blue eyes, and is almost 10. She has 2 older brothers and a baby sister. She is a kind girl. She wears blue t-shirts with yellow stars and jeans that have holes in the knees and always has bare feet. Bella is a girl with blonde hair, green eyes, and is 10 years old. She is an only child and wears a pink sparkly miniskirt and a pink t-shirt with sparkly purple hearts. She wears 3-inch high heels that are pink. Jake is a boy who has brown hair, green eyes, and is 10 years old. He has an older sister. He is a kind boy and he wears t-shirts and jeans, and they all love to pretend. The kids saw a boat, so they got in and pretended that they were sailors, until a big wave swept them out to sea, so they were screaming for about 2 hours. Then they calmed down but then a great white shark jumped out of the water, so they were screaming again. After 3 seconds, the boat tipped over, so Sarah and Jake tipped the boat up the right way and got in. Just as Bella was getting in, a shark bit off her legs, and then she let go in shock and blood came to the surface. So they paddled really fast, but the shark bit the end of the paddle off and bit a hole in the boat. Just as it sunk, they were at an old run-down island with an arrow pointing which way to go. The house. As they walked up, shadows covered them, and they see an iron gate with all the paint peeling off and squeaking in the wind. So that they could see a house with broken windows and a boarded-up door. Off the windowsill, spiders were making webs, and through a broken window I see a pot burning with food overflowing. Flies are buzzing around the burning pot. They turn away from the house, thinking it was not true. They turn around again, but it was still there. But wolves were running straight towards them, so they rub their eyes, but they are still there. They turn to run, but a big wall is formed around me. They look through the iron gate again, but I see that the pot has disappeared. All that is left is a puddle of soup they would never eat, and the wolves had disappeared too. The note. Sarah unboarded the wind door and pushed it open, and the 2 friends walked into the dark, dusty room. In the room stood a creepy-looking man. He had red glowing eyes, brown clunky shoes, and a long slim pants. He walked towards them, reached out, and started grabbing at their shirts, grinning. They were terrified because they had never seen red glowing eyes. He led the 2 children to a room, and immediately Sarah noticed a note from her grandma, but it was too confusing to read. The man dropped them on the hard floor, stared for a moment, then left. Straight away Sarah went to the note, but she could not read it. It looked like an Egyptian. She took the note, and the friends then climbed out of the window. The hole. The children left the house with the confusing note and then realised it was a code. On the way they found a map with the same code, so they did what the map told them to do. The 2 friends then heard footsteps behind, but no one was there. After about 2 minutes they turned around again to see if anyone was there, and then the 2 friends fell in a huge hole that no one in the world could get out of unless they were 10 feet tall. Then they found another confusing note that completed it, and they were so happy that they didn't hear the man from the house jump in. Jake then found a small tunnel that they could just fit through, that led them through spiderwebs, rat poo, and pointy stones that teared and ripped at their clothes. When the tunnel ended, they stretched and stretched because their back ached, and the man quietly ran and hid behind a small rock, and they found themselves in a small underground temple made of gold. The final chapter. The 2 children entered the temple, and the man from the house walkie-talkie went off, and it said, "Bill, have you got the treasure?" "No," he replied. Then there was a growl. The children moved closer to the rock, and then Bill knocked them out by punching them, and Bill ran and stole the treasure and disappeared. Then the 2 children got up after 5 minutes and couldn't find Bill, so they turned around finding Bill in a pile of gold. So they said, "Give us the treasure." "No," he replied. So the children pushed him over, stole the treasure, and ran until they couldn't see Bill. So they were turning the treasure around, and it said, "Make a wish." So Jake said, "I wish to be back on the beach with Sarah," but nothing happened. But after 5 seconds, they were on the beach with somebody else. The end.